Welcome to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast, your guide to future tech trends and innovation in a language you understand. Now, over to your host, Neil Hughes.
Welcome back to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. What a week we've had. On this daily tech podcast, we've had interviews from Armenia, Australia, US, London and India in the last 7 days alone. And that's why I love doing this show, to hear real stories from real people, changing the world or bringing people together through technology. And today, we're going to be heading to Thailand. And amid reports of e-commerce shutdowns and slowing store sales, the global retail climate has been quite a chilling one. The modern consumer and digital natives are no longer interested in transactional purchases at a checkout counter. Retail in the 21st century is all about experience. And accordingly, the onus falls on the retailer to deliver a cohesive journey, one that unifies different channels and platforms across a myriad of devices. And the reason I mention this is a company called HotNow and its accompanying Hot token recently appeared on my radar. It's a retail marketing solution with over 1 million application downloads so far, and is empowering consumers to gain exclusive access to discounts, deals and promotions, all via its Hot token. And this is the bit that put them on my radar. They have their first game coming in August, and they have another 12 games in-house waiting to be plugged in, and have 600 game developers in-house. And not only that, they've partnered with global brands such as McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts to further build out its ecosystem, which includes a marketplace and that game called Evergleam Hill. So that was more than enough to capture my attention and make me want to find out more. So let's find out together. Buckle up and hold on tight so I can beam your ears all the way to Thailand so we can find out more about HotNow and that Hot token. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell the listeners a little more about who you are and what you do?
Hello, Neil. Great to be on here. My name is Nithinan. It's a Thai name, a little bit complicated for some people, so I just usually go by Jessie. I'm currently an executive working in the gaming industry, as well as application platform called HotNow, which is a digital marketing app that we are integrating a lot of the gaming content into the digital marketing world. And we are doing something very innovative with it by changing the in-game asset into commercial content by the brand that can be done on demand and on real-time basis.
It's a fantastic concept, it really is. But before talking about HotNow, I want to explore more about the problem at the moment. So can you maybe set the scene and tell me more about the reports of e-commerce shutdowns? And equally, how consumers are no longer interested in transactional purchases at the checkout counter? Because in the 21st century, it's all about the experience, isn't it?
Yeah, and actually, just the past couple of years, right, we have been seeing a lot of buzz going around investing in e-commerce, and a lot of e-commerce giants are claiming that it's going to take over the world. But just last year, we actually already starting to see the slowdown in the growth of the e-commerce itself, even though it's still growing, but the growth has not been that significant as of, the buzz has been going around 3-4 years ago. And in reality, people are still doing a lot of transaction at the brick and mortar store, but it's really all about the experience that people are getting all around this purchase experience. It's not really about who has better goods or better service, but it's all about what they feel all around and what they can share with their friends and family or the people on the social media. So what we're seeing, actually, the e-commerce is the one that's setting it in the trends of the consumer today, that they have become so conditioned by the convenience and personalized experience that the e-commerce provided. So as a result, it is essential for the brick and mortar retailer to also integrate this feature and experience that customers receive while shopping online into their physical store as well. If you dig into the stats a little bit, more than 80% of the millennials today want to receive rewards, not just for their purchase behavior, but also for their interaction with the brand itself. So that's quite interesting. This day, nearly half of the population globally are spending an average of about 2 hours a day playing video games. And I know this very well because I've been in the gaming industry for the past 14 years also. And this is why you would hear that lately a lot of retail brands are adding so-called gamifications feature into their marketing strategy to try to drive engagement beyond purchases and rewarding consumer for their interaction and establishing the ongoing loyalty relationship. And this is what kind of been going on in the background industry so far.
And my understanding is HotNow is a retail marketing solution with over 700,000 application downloads so far. But can you tell me a little bit more about how HotNow empowers consumers to actually gain those exclusive access to discounts, deals and promotions, all via the Hot token?
So first of all, a little bit an update on the information. We have reached over 1 million downloads now.
Wow.
And in terms of people gaining access to all this discount and promotion on the HotNow platform through Hot Token, there are two main methods that the consumer will discover this exclusive deal on our application. Number one, by simply browsing the HotNow app. HotNow as an interface itself will show as a discovery app where people can look for all the places around them, because HotNow is also a location-based application. So it will be presenting the user with relevant information of all these businesses that within their proximities, as well as the promotional or discount that these businesses are offering at that point in time. And number two, people can encounter the discount or coupon in the game that they play. This game are the game that's being integrated with our technology called HotPlay. The technology basically allows the brands and the businesses to convert the in-game asset into real-world rewards. In this case, let's say that such a reward is a promotional coupon. So basically, as the people play this game and they encounter a lot of activity in the game or interact with the object in the game, they could pick up this promotional coupon or win the coupon reward throughout the whole game content. And once this user acquire all this coupon from either method, whether they browse the HotNow app and then they run into it, or they unlock this reward through a certain action that they perform in the game, they can use Hot Token then to gain access to the benefit that's shown on this coupon.
And the two big barriers to success of any new technology-based solution is usually around adoption and partnerships. But I recently read that HotNow has partnered with some pretty big reputable merchants and biggest brands in the world, such as McDonald's, Baskin-Robbins and Dunkin' Donuts, to name but a few, and all to help them build out its ecosystem and marketplace further. But can you offer any use cases with those partners that will just help anybody listening, we could be listening anywhere in the world, visualize how it works and what value it will deliver both to them as a user and equally as a brand too?
In HotNow, the promotional coupons from this brand are being presented to user in various ways through gameplay experience, like I mentioned earlier. In most cases, it will come in the form of a reward, where if a person completes certain mission in the game, they get those promotional coupon as a winning prize. So we have done a lot of case study on this, and the result has shown that the people have a much higher tendency to redeem the coupon if they have to work for it to begin with. So throughout the experiments, the lowest conversion rate from this coupon was 37%, and where the highest case was as high as over 50%. And if you in any retail coupon industry at all, you would know that that kind of conversion rate is astonishing. And we also added a marketplace within this ecosystem that would allow users to trade the coupon that they don't intend to use with other users as well. We expect this to naturally help bump up the conversion rate for the brands. So to be particular, for example, the campaign that we run with Baskin-Robbins, so we had this exclusive promotional coupon from Baskin-Robbins where you can buy a scoop of Baskin-Robbins ice cream for 31 baht. And in Thailand, normally the price goes for 99 baht per scoop. So people have to win throughout the game activities to earn this coupon. And once they pick up this coupon from the game, they take this digital coupon to the physical store and redeem it right there. So the value for the consumer, I guess, is very obvious. They get higher value for their money buying things at a discount. the coupon marketplace itself also enable them to have more choices. So for the coupon that they don't use, they can sell that for hot token and then use hot token to then buy the coupon that other people are putting on sale in the marketplace for the one that they wanted to use. And for the brands, obviously they get to engage with the consumer the way that never been done before, which is being a part of the consumer virtual world that they spend 2 hours a day on. Gaming right now is basically the largest form of entertainment media on earth. So doing it this way, the brand get to interact with all this consumer and this user in such a seamless and non-invasive manner, and slowly introducing brand loyalty into their mind.
And as someone that's working right in the heart of this space, I'm curious, why do you think the 21st century consumer is outgrowing those traditional models of engagement? And also, what role do you see disruptive technologies such as HotNow playing in delivering these out-of-the-box solutions?
So I think in the world today where consumers are basically choosers, and the world where social media sharing the essential part of the existing model where each businesses, particularly the small and medium-sized one, is trying to force the consumer to stay just within their own walled garden through very simple, traditional, old loyalty point program, it just become obsolete. And I believe that technology allows the brand to reach and communicate more with the consumer, even when they are not at the physical proximity of the shop location. Also, technology would allow the quicker and easier integration when it comes to partnership. So you could imagine stuff like universal loyalty program, where small and mediums sized businesses will get together and let's say apply something like hot token as a universal loyalty, where if I purchase stuff from shop A, I can then use the point that I earn from that purchase to then get the benefit from shop B. And this will become a lot more powerful. And the solution like HotNow that creeping into people's daily life in the way that they're interacting with the virtual world with the screen. Because on average now, even when they're not playing game, people spend 6 to 8 hours on monitor screen, right? So this is a solution that bring in the new communication channels and a new way of interactions where the aggregate small and medium-sized business can then have the power to entice and constant communication and keep building up brand loyalty to their customers as well.
And can you also tell me a little bit more about why you think the curation of the customer experience is a matter of right product, right time, and on the right channel? And when we're exploring that as well, how do you think companies can leverage the token economy to actually reconcile the differences?
Actually, on this one, I wouldn't say that is what I think, that the consumer experience is a matter of the right product, right time, and right channel. Because I believe this is already a proven fact. Because if you look at business models of it's really all about that, surrounding that concept where you push the contents of the right product at the right time, to the right people from the right channels. And that concept, I think is undeniable that it works. So as far as the token economy concerned, I think by applying a token into this whole thing, it can help show clear KPI for advertising and promotion effectiveness. We will see that when consumers get engaged by the product or the channel mix and how deeply the consumer become engaged. For example, like did he play the game long enough to earn the token? Or next step, like did he deploy the token to redeem the promotion? And go on to, did this customer wallet continue to engage with the product, the channel, or the brand, or the outlet sequentially? And go on. And we can measure all these activities all the way down to the converting point and learn their behavior over time across product category as well.
And as the retail industry becomes captained by the customer, do you think that experience-based differentiation will actually continue to aid businesses and companies in capturing their loyalty? Is that going to be a real game changer, or is it already a game changer?
It absolutely is, and it is already a game changer. And it's actually very simple because it's all go down to the fundamental. People's psychology is wired to repeat a certain actions if their past experience that related to that action result in a positive, in a perceived positive outcome to them, right? So inducing personalized impressions will certainly encourage them to be more loyal to the brand.
And if we zoom out and look right across the landscape from offline to online and virtual to value, how do you think the retail industry is adapting to swift changes across the landscape? Are you noticing real changes, or are some still struggling to catch up?
I would say the change is in a very infancy stage. Yeah. Retailers will need to shift their frame to reference from being site or store-centric to more consumer-centric. Once they are focused on the customer, then the challenge shift to how to provide the services, product, and experience that the consumers seek whenever and wherever them. This perspective removes the false assumption that a customer will only buy X at Y location at Z time. Like, of course, a physical retailer cannot teleport their merchandise, so they need to challenge themselves to provide the same kind of shopping or buying experience, even if the customer is. If physically in the store, they need to connect to with the consumer and provide them with the same emotional reward of shopping in the store while consumer is doing other things like playing games. Removing the false constraint of focusing on the store or the site will free the merchants to experiment with many creative ways to engage with the customer.
And the big question for many people listening all over the world are going to be tuning in, trying to find out more about HotNow. The first questions are typically going to be, but why blockchain and why crypto tokens, and how are you going to increase adoption? I know they are very, very big questions, but is that something you could maybe tackle here today?
Very big question, but also a very great question. It's a question we actually had to answer to begin, on this journey in the first place. We undertook this ambitious business strategy with significant technology and marketing risk because the vision and mission are so compelling. Helping the cash-based small and medium-sized business to join the online economy is a meaningful way that will dramatically help boost the GDP of Southeast Asia economy. Because when we were looking at the project to start off with, we do realize that more than 95% of the transaction that's being done in this region are still at the physical store, regardless of how many people were claiming that e-commerce was growing like crazy. So bringing crypto to the mass to lay the foundation for the next economic evolution is another compelling force for us to try to go and tackle this. And in terms of adoptions, we can try to increase the adoption by providing the user with more exciting reward, whether in the real world or in the virtual world, in a very natural manner. So far, we have only talked about the game is being the mechanic to deliver real world benefits in the form of a promotional coupon where people can go use with the brand or with the physical locations. But we can kind of reverse that whole mechanic as well, where the brand can entice the user to do a purchase or do something and then reward them with something that they could get out from the game. So, for example, the game could come up with a very collectible set of in-game item where people would feel special to own it. And the store can say, if you fulfill certain condition A, B, C, D, then you'll get a special currency to go unlock these special items. So basically you tie the two worlds together in a very creative manner.
And when talking about blockchain and cryptocurrencies, it's almost an unwritten law that we have to mention white papers and roadmaps. So I've got to ask, what's next for HotNow? Can you tell me a little bit more about the road ahead and anything on that roadmap that excites you?
So I would say HotNow have already finished its ICO for about 12 months also. And within the past 12 months, the team has been very hard at work to trying to deliver everything that we have stated in the white paper. And now we just at about turning leaf on the actual delivery of what we promises. Over the past 12 months, what we have already done is to turn the existing HotNow app into a fully integrated crypto app and crypto wallet. And then now we are testing the first ever fully integrated crypto online game in a 3D online game type of environment where people can interact with all the object and coupon and everything in the game. We are in the alpha test period right now, and we expect that the game will become commercial in August. And we have lined up a lot of big brands partner that's going to be launching the coupon, the exclusive deal through this game, as well as we are building up an open API for this technology, this hot plate technology, where we let other third-party game developer to plug in their games onto this technology and try to exploit their in-game asset and in-game real estate to try to monetize their game as well.
And before I let you go, I just ask that you remind the listeners of where they can find you online, and also what's the best way of joining your community or contacting your team if they have any questions.
You can read all the updates about us on the official websites of Hot Tokens. It's HOTOKEN.io. And we have the official HotNow website as well, which is hot-now.com. And on Telegram, we have a Telegram rooms. Is Hot Token, 2 word. So you can join that room to talk to our admin, ask questions, just keep yourself informed of what's going on in the community.
Fantastic. Well, I'll add all those links to the show notes and the blog post that accompanies this podcast episode. But I know how incredibly busy you are, and we've battled through the time zones today because I'm in the UK, you're over there in Thailand. So I just wanted to say a huge thank you for taking the time to come on here and share your story with me today. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. It's my pleasure.
As one of the leading tech innovators and entrepreneurs within the blockchain, retail and digital advertising space, I felt that Jesse really did provide greater clarity today on why the 21st century consumer is outgrowing those traditional models of engagement, and also the role of disruptive technologies in delivering those out-the-box solutions. And as the retail industry becomes captained by the customer, it was also great to hear why experience-based differentiation is actually going to aid businesses and companies in capturing their loyalty. I believe that Thailand's going to be the first test market for HotNow, and once everything is stable, they're going to open up the access globally. So for me, this is definitely one to watch. But so we can all stay one step ahead of the curve, this is where I'm going to ask for your help. I mean, if you're inside or outside of the community, or if you're listening in Thailand, I'd love for you to share your experiences and any insights that you can offer too. So please, let me know your thoughts and your experiences with HotNow, and of course, anything we've spoken about today. And last week, we spoke with the guys at Crisp AI, who had a fantastic product that automatically removed background noise and notifications from phone calls. And today's conversation was also a great reminder for me to sign up to Crisp AI, because it seems that both myself and Jesse forgot to turn off our mobile and Slack notifications. So I will be testing Crisp AI, and we'll let you know how that goes. So remember, any questions, feedback, photos of where you listen to this podcast, or anything else can all be sent to me in a simple email to techblogwriter@outlook.com. You can DM me a tweet at Neil C. Hughes. And if you do follow me on Instagram or Twitter, don't just hit follow, because I don't know who listens and who doesn't and who's part of Team Follow Me Back or whatever it is that they call it. If you connect with me, please send me a tweet, because I'd love to know a little bit more about who you all are. And if you're still left with wanting more, even though I'm beaming my voice into your ears every single day, if you'd like to work with me or need my help with anything, my website is techblogwriter.co.uk. But I don't want to be the guy that outstays his welcome by droning on too long at the end of a podcast, so I'm going to make my excuses and leave. But I'll be back tomorrow with another great guest. So all that's left for me to say is a big thank you for listening, and until next time, don't be a stranger.
Thanks for listening to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. Until next time, remember, technology is best when it brings people together.